Georgetown, Grand Cayman is a Caribbean cruise port that can be frustrating. Tenders, long lines, confusing layout. And at port until 2:30. 2:30! For us, we decided to ride to hell and back. No, really. But before that, let's demystify this place so you can come ashore with confidence. Georgetown is the capital of the Cayman Islands, located on the island of Grand Cayman, a self-governing British overseas territory in the Western Caribbean. The territory comprises the 3 islands of Grand Cayman, Cayman Brac, and Little Cayman, south of Cuba and northeast of Honduras, between Jamaica and Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. Okay, so why the geography lesson? Because it's easy to confuse where you actually are. Grand Cayman is an island. The Cayman Islands is a British territory, not a country. A territory is like a relative living in the homeowner's guest house, technically in charge of itself, but under the protection of the homeowner, in this case the UK and King Charles III. For a visitor, that means one of the most politically stable and safe destinations in the Caribbean, with traffic that drives on the left. You may have heard of the Cayman Islands being a haven for offshore banking, but it's not the myth of third world dictators or drug lords hiding money. Rather, it's major companies and the mega-rich who choose to pool their money in a highly stable, professional, and regulated environment. The catch is this: no tax. So it's a mini, but major financial center. What that means for you is don't expect cheap island prices. Costs are closer to New York City, so don't be surprised by sticker shock. The island is actually smaller than you might think, about 22 miles from end to end. While there are some pretty cool things to see on the east end of the island, like the Crystal Caves, most activity happens on the west end. Georgetown and your tender landing are here along with some of the island's most famous sites. There's 7 Mile Beach, a long stretch of beautiful sand and equally beautiful private resorts just north of Georgetown hugging the coast. And big nature experiences are a highlight, with Stingray City, where you can interact and even hold docile stingrays, and the Turtle Center, a conservation center where you can actually swim with sea turtles. So the west side gets the motherload of tourists and crowds for a reason. Tours get a lot of traction here, but as you'll see, we chose another way. Taking tenders from the ship is the norm here across 3 terminals close together: Royal Watler, North, and South. They sit on the city's west side, facing the busy Harbor Drive. Taking tenders isn't just about the shallow water though, it's also to protect the precious coral reefs surrounding the harbor. Now, needless to say, it pays to be as early as possible to maximize your time. Not because the actual tender ride is long, it took us about 5 minutes, but your time will get eaten up with long lines. There are long lines to board the tender, and they used a much larger local vessel, which is good because it takes more people, but you wait longer for the tender to fill up. Then long lines getting back to the ship. All total, time waiting for and riding tenders both ways accounted for over an hour of time. Now, terminals is a bit of a misnomer. North and South are essentially huts to process people through. We landed at North, and they had this neat circular hut with maps and a decent bathroom. Actually, the curb outside the North Terminal had a bunch of hawkers and small taxi vans. There's a pull-up section in front, but it's small, so you need to turn left and squeeze through the traffic. It's just a few minutes walk to Royal Watler, the actual Big Daddy terminal where all the large tours meet. It's gated, but just show your cruise card at the gate. This is the main cruiser transit center. Here is where the big tour collection square is. The big parking lot, the big shopping complex, and the big bathrooms. Some of the food choices here were actually funky. I like funky. And check this out. This tourist information office not only had helpful staff, but free merch. Or was it swag? We scored sunglasses and luggage tags. What? Well, we did say this place had money. Hawkers are here, of course, pushing tours outside the tented collection area, but some were very welcoming.
Beach, my love.
You may notice signs for downloading the National Trust app for a paid audio tour guide. The National Trust for the Cayman Islands is a highly respected nonprofit organization. The app itself is free to download, but the specific Georgetown Historical Walking Tour audio guide is indeed an in-app purchase, approximately $4.99 US. But if you're not walking the town, but want to head further afield on your own, your options are taxi, bus, or bike. The taxi dispatch kiosk is right at the gated entrance to the parking lot, where the tour buses also meet. Taxis do not use meters. Rates are fixed by the government based on zones. Now, this is cash only, USD. And there's essentially no rideshare here. For hired wheels, this is it. Now, most taxis at the port are actually large vans. They wait till the van fills up, about 8 to 10 people before leaving. If you want the vehicle to yourself, you must explicitly ask for a private taxi, and you'll pay the full capacity of the car, usually the rate for 4 people. An example fare to a point at 7 Mile Beach, like the Ritz-Carlton or Public Beach, is around $20 to $25 US for a group of 4. Have small bills, like 1s, 5s, and 10s ready. But if you want the real Cayman experience, skip the taxi and head to the public bus depot. The depot is basically a sidewalk parking lot on Edward Street, just a 5-minute walk from the port. They're Toyota minivans. And the system is brilliantly simple. Yellow Line, Route 1, or Lime Green, Route 2 are your golden tickets along the West Bay Road. Both go to 7 Mile Beach and the West Bay, for the Turtle Center and hell. The best part? The cost. It's about $3 US per person. For us, we got more adventurous and pre-booked an assisted electric bike rental. We booked it through Viator and it was pretty easy. Why this? Never heard of adventure? Thinking was, since our time was short, we get more out of tooling around the West End on our own, since the island is small. Pickup was a bit of an adventure in itself. We got a text that our wheels would be locked and parked right outside Royal Watler. No one was there to greet us.
Tell you the lock, right? The codes.
Yeah,
And then where to pick it up.
right.
And they also have a video on how to watch it. How to use it.
They're actually heavy, with big fat wheels to traverse the often uneven sidewalks and roads. So let's get oriented. The left handle has an on button here. This activates the electric bike assist motor. These up and down buttons are the power levels from 1 to 5. They show up here on this screen, along with the battery level. Now on this right handlebar is an accelerator throttle, much like a motorcycle. Give it a twist and the electric motor boosts up, but be careful. Start on a low setting, like 1 to get started. It can feel like you're being kicked forward, and it can be powerful. There is a dedicated bike lane on many sections of West Bay Road, which was a relief. And while the beach is certainly an option along the route, some entry points are small alleys with no room to park the bike.
See, this is a public access lane
Yeah.
to get to Governor's Beach, but you might encounter stuff like this.
So stick to the bigger parking lots for locking that bike. Overall, pretty smooth and easy, except for the roundabouts, and you're on the left, which makes them even more challenging. What we learned, if you want to turn right at these, don't try to cross into moving traffic. Instead, exit the road to the left, stop, and cross safely when there's a gap. It's a pain, but it's safer than trying to maneuver inside the traffic circle. By the way, if you're getting good value from this video so far, don't forget to hit the like button and share with your shipmates. And check our community tab for a special announcement for January 2026. Now, we had a goal in mind, getting to hell. Yes, it's an actual roadside-style attraction with black, jagged rock formations, and it gave us a point to aim for at the far end of West Bay. It's not an essential spot to visit, more like a funky and fun one. The jagged limestone rock formations at the small observation decks resemble hell, of sorts.
Coming to hell is pretty cool on your own when you have bikes, or it's part of an experience of just being on your own. But if you're taking a tour specifically to come here, I don't know if it's worth the money, frankly.
But the real treat is the gift shop, where the hell puns flow free, like the clerks asking, "How the hell are you?" and "Where the hell are you looking for?" Best cheap thrill? Buy a postcard and send it back to someone you love.
Start. Okay.
Just don't warn them where you're writing from. Wouldn't want to spoil the fun, would you? On the way back, we pushed south towards a recommended lunch spot, Heritage Kitchen. It's a small, brightly colored roadside fish fry shack located in the West Bay district. It sits right on the edge of the Iron Shore, jagged volcanic rock coastline, overlooking the Caribbean Sea. Rustic, but that's the point.
Pretty simple, right?
Right. The menu only has 2 fish. It's the grouper or the mahi. And they're all pan fried. The only difference is the sauce. What sauce you want to put on it. Now, Troy ordered the pineapple sauce. Apparently it comes with cherry. So this is supposed to be the Cayman Island style. Tomatoes, onion, and pepper.
The return took about 30 minutes, giving extra time for just figuring our way back and being careful on the roads. We simply locked the bikes where we found them. Easy. Would we recommend this? Sure, if you're a confident biker and have some experience with an e-bike, as it is a different experience, and okay with left side driving. But the area is easy enough to discover with the local buses and taxis. While the short port day put a damper on things, one can manage a pretty respectable day with some planning and a sense of humor. For more information about the ports we cover, check us out at portlowdown.com. Keep those comments coming. We really look forward to hearing from you. And be sure to check that community tab. Cool stuff on the way. See you on the next cruise.